Hey everybody, we're back. I'm William.
I'm Keena.
And we are the Nerdyweds. And today we're doing another day of this glorious Advent calendar. So we're going to scratch off another day and see what it says. Do you want to scratch it this time? Or you
Sure. Well, I did it last time, didn't I?
I did it last time.
Okay, yeah. He's not a big fan of this. He didn't really enjoy the first one too much. And that's why, even though it's the 12 days of Christmas, we're down to the 7 days of Christmas because this is Vlogmas Day 19. And we're only scratching off the second thing in this.
Well, we've had so many other things to do for you guys, you know, be it Taco Bell, Mexican pizza remakes and different board game stuff and all these other nerdy things that this has been the back burner kind of thing. But she was like, what are we going to do tonight? Because you're on that game. I can't get you off Cyberpunk 2077. Which is going to be another topic for another day.
It might be a topic for today because we might scratch this off and decide that we can't do it or we don't want to do it. And we will scratch off another one, but they might be both busts. They might both be a bust and we might have to do something else. So we'll see. We're doing this Vlogmas Day again last minute. So it's like no editing. What you see is what you get. And hopefully it'll be something quick since we're leaving it kind of to the last minute. But it's a vlog and stuff happens. Okay.
Ish happens.
Go ahead and read that and see if it's doable or not.
Get everyone a sweater. Whatever color, style you desire. Grab whatever else you want. Glitter. Pom-poms, that look like porn poms, yarn, etc. to decorate your masterpiece. Ugliest sweater wins. Yeah. Go out in your snazzy new statement piece to at least once before Christmas Day.
Yeah, okay. So first off, you need to get your mind out of the gutter talking about that pom-pom looks like something else. Porn. Second of all, this was going to be a video that we were going to do and we never got sweaters. And we never got the stuff that we wanted to get to make it. So it remains to be seen if that's going to be a video for another day. But it's definitely not going to be one for today. Yeah. That's not quick. We don't have all the stuff.
I have a feeling this Advent calendar is not for quick activities.
It's probably not, but it's supposed to be activities to get you working together as a family.
It is great.
Going out and doing stuff and being creative and crafty, I think. So let's see what this one is. And this is the last one we're going to scratch off. Unless we decide to scratch up all the way to the 7th day and get caught up. But I don't think so. I think this should be the last one.
All right. Have everyone put on their coziest pajamas. Make your favorite breakfast for dinner. Share your favorite Christmas memories as you all enjoy your special meal and watch a few Christmas cartoon classics.
Okay.
Now that was doable. That one's doable.
That was doable because I have pajamas I can throw on, and you do too. And we can sit back here and talk about our favorite Christmas memories and Christmas movies. We're going to remix it a little bit because we're not going to watch Christmas cartoons or Christmas
have breakfast
movies.
for dinner.
Or have breakfast. We already got dinner planned. We can talk about the dinner we're going to have. So we're going to pause for a minute and come back in our pajamas.
Hey, and we're back. And we're in pajamas.
These are my coziest pajamas. What about yours?
These are pretty much some of my only pajamas. But they are cozy. As far as the shirt and pajamas, the whole thing, earlier this month we recorded a video that hasn't come out yet. And I will be surprising her with these pajamas. You're seeing them here first.
But I actually saw it there first. Yeah. And we'll see if that one gets posted or not. Because we were decorating cookies and
there was a lot of editing.
Yeah. And hopefully this one's not a lot of editing, like you said. It's just kind of is what it is because we're recording kind of late. But it's asking about favorite Christmas memory, and for me, I always liked when I was a kid. My mom would really get into Christmas. She really enjoyed it, and she got into it more than us kids did, it seemed like sometimes. So it would be Christmas Eve 11:30 at night, and she's up just waiting for midnight to hit because that's when it's technically Christmas. We'd all end up falling asleep, but not her. And she'd just come and wake us up and like, it's Christmas, come open your gifts. So and I've never been
Your
like...
mom's very much like me.
She's very much like you. And that's what I was going to say. I've never been like, oh, I need to know what my gift is right now. And I never had like that particular thing that I just had to have and that I wanted. But just feeling the excitement from her would get me excited, even as a small kid, because I always thought that was cute. Like, she's an adult, but she really loves Christmas, and she really wants us to have a good time. And then also, Christmas is with you, because, like I said, you said, like you just said,
yeah.
She's a lot like you, and you get really excited about it. Even though Christmas is not about just getting gifts or just giving gifts.
No, it wasn't the gifts that is your memory, because you probably don't remember a thing that you got that year.
No.
But it was her excitement, her childlike exuberance.
Exactly.
That is the memory.
Yes.
For me, as you were talking, it occurred to me one of my funnest childhood memories of Christmas was not necessarily Christmas like day or anything, but the weeks leading up to Christmas. My grandmother would oftentimes get a wild hair and decide she wanted to put up Christmas lights. And she had thousands of lights. And every year, no matter what John, my cousin, and I would do, these lights would be in a giant ball by next Christmas. And we would spend days straightening and testing lights, plugging them in, figuring out which bulbs had burned out, trading them out, finding the blinker bulbs, putting them on the strands we wanted to blink, and taking them out of the ones we didn't, and getting everything organized, and then putting up Christmas lights. And we never put like giant displays, but it was a pretty good display that John and I would do along with Grandma. And always check to make sure your memory card's not full, folks. So we're back.
Yeah, camera cut off, but we're back. And you had left off, you were talking about the Christmas lights at your house growing up.
Yeah, we would do things like make fake Christmas trees out of like poles stuck in the ground and then strands of lights coming down off of it and stuff like that. And we had a good time with the Christmas lights with my grandmother.
You had a lot of good times with your grandmother. And were you finished talking about the Christmas lights?
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you, I know you would always tell me about all the food that your grandmother would cook and the homemade pies and how much you liked the crust. And I know for sure she did that at Thanksgiving, because she cooked a crust just for you one Thanksgiving. And would she do that for Christmas too?
Yeah, anytime she made pies and she knew that I was coming, it started out when I was really little. I would sneak up and break the crust off the edges of a pie and eat it. And she realized I really liked pie crust. So when she would start making the pies, and instead of doing the cutoffs and then tossing them in and making more pie crust with it, she would just make extra pie crust, and when she did the cutoffs, she would lay them on the pan and let them cook alongside the pies in the oven. And then eventually she got to the point where she would make entire pie crust and cut them up just to cook in like strips, like cookies or crackers or what have you. And I loved them, and she would do that every time she knew I was coming home for a holiday, like Thanksgiving mainly, but Christmas as well.
Christmas sometimes too.
Anytime she was making pies, she would do that, and she knew I was coming home.
I think food is a big part of the holidays, and to include Christmas, especially in my family. So I always thought that was sweet when you told me about that. And another good Christmas memory of my family is just growing up and learning to cook with my mom and doing that at the holidays. That was like a big bonding moment for everyone in my family, my sisters, my mom, and me. So I just always thought that was sweet when you would tell me about that, because that's how a lot of families, especially us greedy people like me, is how we show love, is with food. And I think that's why
food is love language.
It is, yeah.
Food for families, it's one of the biggest love languages. You know, it's really one of the most intimate things you can do with somebody outside of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff.
There's a
It's
difference
true,
between
though.
lust and love.
No, but the intimacy of giving somebody something you prepared and them eating it and enjoying it and you seeing that they're enjoying it is probably one of the most intimate things you could do that's not sexual. And it's something you can do with any member of your family, any age, any whatever. And it's awesome. I love eating something somebody's prepared and it turns out really well.
All right, so we've covered Christmas memories. I think the only thing left on this thing is talking about Christmas cartoon classics. And the really only Christmas cartoon classic that really jumps out in my memory is Charlie Brown, because they would play that every Christmas, and even people who haven't watched it, they get that pop culture reference about the Charlie Brown tree. And that comes from that cartoon. I can't. I'm sure there's. Frosty the Snowman.
I used to love the claymation stuff. Frosty the Snowman was a classic claymation.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and there were a bunch of others like the Yeti one, where the there's so many classic claymation Christmas that I would love to sit down and watch again. I just love them as a kid. I'd probably hate them as an adult.
Well, we should do that Christmas Eve. Have our hot chocolate. We're making that again, and we're gonna do some Christmas cocktails, and maybe just sit down and watch some of those classics.
Drink a few Christmas cocktails and make Rudolph a lot more fun.
And I know my niece talked about Grandma got ran over by a reindeer, and I know the song, but I'm like, I didn't know that was a cartoon. I don't think I ever saw it, but she's like, oh yeah, that's a classic. I would watch that all the time. I'm like, I don't remember that. But yeah,
it was made, I think, when we were together.
Oh really? Okay, yeah. So we would have been grown, and so that's why I remember saying to her, I'm like, that's probably a classic for your generation. Yeah. So let us know in the comments if that's a classic for your generation, what generation you are, because we're telling our age right now. But I don't think I have anything else for this. Do you?
No, other than the fact that this was a good one. I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, I liked it.
We had to modify it for doing a Vlogmas, because I don't think we could sit down and just literally watch movies and eat scrambled eggs and bacon and make an interesting video out of it.
But the funny thing is, we're going to do it, but not for a video, because we said just now, like maybe Christmas Eve, we'll drink our Christmas cocktails and also hot chocolate and watch those cartoons. We'll revisit that sweater one, maybe. So that's all I've got.
That's all I've got. Until next time, I'm William.
I'm Keena.
And we are the Nerdy Weds.
Stay nerdy.